In every country, there are objects so ordinary that people rarely stop to think about them. They are passed from hand to hand, day after day, without a second glance. They live in pockets, wallets, drawers, and cash registers. They buy food, pay fares, and settle small debts. Yet sometimes, these ordinary objects carry extraordinary stories. In the Philippines, one such object is the 1 Piso coin. Small in size, simple in function, yet heavy with meaning. Because engraved into this coin is not just metal, but memory. Not just value, but vision. Not just currency, but country. At its center stands the face of a man who never ruled, never commanded an army, and never wore a crown. A man who changed a nation with words. Dr. José Rizal. Before the coin, the country. Long before the 1 Piso coin entered circulation, the Philippines was still defining itself. Centuries of colonial rule had shaped its economy, culture, and identity. Spanish coins once dominated trade. American-era currency followed. Each regime left its mark, not only on politics, but on money itself. Currency was never neutral. It always reflected power. Whoever controlled money controlled messaging. Faces on coins told people who mattered. Symbols revealed who ruled. When the Philippines gained independence, the question arose: what should Filipino money represent? The answer was clear. Not kings, not colonizers, not conquerors, but Filipinos themselves. And above all, the man who awakened the Filipino mind. José Rizal, the man who changed history without a sword. José Rizal was born in 1861. During a time when Filipinos had little voice and limited freedom. But Rizal possessed something revolutionary: education. He studied medicine, philosophy, and literature. He traveled across Europe. He spoke multiple languages. But instead of abandoning his homeland, he wrote about it. Through his novels, Rizal exposed injustice. He revealed corruption. He questioned authority. His pen became a weapon more powerful than guns. The colonial government feared him, not because he fought battles, but because he changed how people thought. In 1896, Rizal was executed by firing squad. But history did something unexpected. His death did not end his influence. It multiplied it. Rizal became a symbol of peaceful resistance, national consciousness, and moral courage. A hero for all generations. And eventually, a hero worthy of a place on the nation's most widely used coin. The rise of Bangko Sentral in Pilipinas. As the Philippines modernized, so did its financial system. The creation of Bangko Sentral in Pilipinas, BSP, marked a new era. BSP wasn't just responsible for managing inflation and stability. It was responsible for identity. Every coin it issued would represent the nation to its own people, and to the world. When designing coin series, BSP followed a principle. Currency should educate as it circulates. Coins should tell stories. They should preserve heritage. They should remind citizens of shared values. That philosophy shaped the modern 1 Piso coin series. Why Rizal on the 1 Piso? The 1 Piso coin is one of the most commonly used coins in the Philippines. It moves fast. It changes hands constantly. That made it the perfect platform for national symbolism. Putting Rizal on a rarely used coin would limit his reach. But putting him on the 1 Piso ensured something powerful. Every Filipino, regardless of status, would interact with their national hero daily. In markets, on jeepneys, at sari-sari stores, in schools. Rizal would not remain distant or historical. He would be present, every day. The bimetallic design. One of the most striking features of the modern 1 Piso coin is its bimetallic construction. 2 metals, 2 colors, 1 coin. This design serves multiple purposes. First, durability. Bimetallic coins last longer than single metal coins. Second, security. They are harder to counterfeit. But third, and most important, symbolism. The dual metal structure reflects the Philippines itself, a nation shaped by multiple influences, a blend of tradition and modernity, East and West, past and future. At the center sits Rizal, symbolizing unity, intellect, and national conscience. Around him, the outer ring represents the Filipino people, diverse, strong, and interconnected. artistic choices and details. Rizal's portrait on the coin is carefully chosen. He is not shown as a warrior, not as a martyr in pain, not as a politician. He is shown as a thinker, calm, composed, focused. This is intentional. The coin communicates that real power comes from ideas, education, and moral clarity. The typography is clean and modern. The edges are precise. The minting reflects advanced technology. Everything about the coin speaks to balance, respecting history while embracing progress. The coin in everyday life. Unlike commemorative coins locked away in collections, the 1 Piso coin lives in motion. It rides in jeepneys. It falls into vending machines. It stacks in piggy banks. Children learn to count with it. Workers rely on it. Vendors depend on it. Over time, it becomes invisible. But invisibility does not erase importance. In fact, it strengthens it. Because the more a symbol is used, the deeper it embeds itself into daily consciousness. Rizal doesn't lecture from textbooks alone. He quietly reminds Filipinos who they are, one transaction at a time. Myths and misconceptions. Many people mistakenly refer to Rizal as John Rizal. A misunderstanding rooted in naming conventions and translations. His real name was José Rizal. The confusion highlights something important. Coins often become conversation starters. They prompt curiosity. They invite questions. Who is this person? Why is he here? What does he represent? In that sense, the 1 Piso coin continues Rizal's mission, educating the public. Collectibility and variations. While most 1 Piso coins are common, collectors pay attention to a minting years, a condition, errors, a limited releases. Uncirculated coins hold more value than worn ones. Misprints or off-center strikes can attract numismatic interest. However, the true value of the coin lies beyond the market. It lies in meaning. The coin as a national mirror. Money reflects priorities. When a nation chooses to place a thinker on its currency, it sends a message. It says, we value education. We honor ideas. We remember sacrifice. The Philippines chose Rizal not because he conquered, but because he questioned. Not because he ruled, but because he inspired. The 1 Piso coin becomes a mirror of Filipino ideals. A coin that outlives generations. Coins last longer than paper bills. They survive decades of circulation. That means Rizal's face will pass through generations, parents, children, and grandchildren. Each generation may see him differently. A hero, a writer, a historical figure, a symbol, but always a reminder. Final reflection. The next time you hold a 1 Piso coin, pause. Look at it. Feel its weight. Notice its colors. Study the face at its center. You are not holding just money. You are holding a story of resistance, a lesson in identity, a reminder that ideas shape nations. Because sometimes, the smallest objects carry the biggest histories. And sometimes, a coin can tell the story of an entire people.